Netflix. I've just finished what is one of the best animated series I've ever seen. No over exaggeration. Just phenomenal from front to back. Scavengers Reign. If you haven't seen Scavengers Reign, you need to get onto it now. I had a friend suggest it to me and I thought, oh, let me just see what it's about. You know what I mean? He doesn't often suggest shows. So this must be good. He was not wrong. It is one of the most creative and outlandish projects I have ever seen. And I have to say, the points that I give it are for creativity. As an animation, I think sometimes when you look at action and you look at excitement, a lot of the time it's like physical fight scenes and so on and so forth. But this show really manages to engage you through just amazing storytelling alone. Now, I'm not going to give a full review and break down every little detail, but I'll break down some of the things I like about it and give a couple of examples of, little things that I like. Starting off with an example of the storytelling. Now, the storytelling is so good, and it's one of the best things about the show. It's a very show not tell show. So there is some sort of little bits of exposition here and there, but mostly they give you the storyline through showing you the storyline. In the very first episode, you get one person from a main mothership talking about one of the cargo ships that's gone missing. It's like a cold open. Then you go through the beginning, the theme song, and then it shows you just three different sets of people, which would set up your A, your B, and your C story. And they're all crash landed on this planet. And it sort of gives you exactly what they've been up to in the space of time since they've crashed. And to show the passage of time, one of the characters is trapped in a ship, and he's done those lines along the ship to show you how long he's been trapped on the planet. But instead of showing the planet, the ship crashing and showing, 6 months later or whatever the case may be, it tells you that storyline through what the characters are doing. And I give that example because it's a perfect example of what the show does throughout. It gives you the storyline in little, really smart ways. Like I said, you've got three sets of characters and you follow their journeys through their survival on this planet. And each and every storyline is completely different from each other, but it's also really enjoyable to watch. The animation is super creative. I think the way that they've done the animation, they're able to capture your emotions in so many different ways. There are times where you feel genuine emotions, and it's like sometimes you're watching it and you're like, oh, this looks so beautiful. And there are sometimes you're watching it and I feel actual physical discomfort from how they've presented what they've presented on the screen. They've not been afraid to go really out there with the creatures that live on this planet, and it really makes for an interesting watch. So much so I'm repeating words because that's how much I enjoyed it. I feel like I have to repeat words. There are times where it makes you feel emotionally connected to a robot, for example, and the way that they transition from it just being a robot to something that you have genuine, real feelings and emotions towards. It's just so good. All the characters have different connections. Some of it's shown through flashbacks. Some of it's shown through interaction with each other. And then because it's a show about survival on a planet that doesn't have human colonies, it basically is you are living off the land. So imagine a show where you're living off the land, but they've gone as creative as possible with what the land provides. So it's a completely different world. You're living off the land, but a land that they've given themselves the full creative freedom to do whatever you want. So instead of your traditional fruit, they can make their own fruit, just as an example. And it just makes for a really entertaining watch. Honestly, if you haven't seen it and you like an adult animation, give Scavengers Reign a watch. The action is, like I said before, it's not just physical fighting. There's all different types of action. You can imagine if 3 people crash landed on a planet that had no human civilization, no human communities, just whatever they crash landed with. There is an element of they're going to do whatever it is that they need to do to survive. I like the fact that it shows all the characters in a good and bad light. There is no evil characters and there's no really good characters. Everyone is flawed, as you should be, because that's what human beings are. They're flawed. All the characters are flawed, and you can see the good and the bad, the mistakes and the rectification of some of those mistakes. I think in any good story, one thing that's incredibly important is that you have a good beginning, you have a good midpoint, and you have a good finale. And again, in Scavengers Reign, your beginning is really well told. It sucks you in and you just want to know what's going to happen. Your midpoint, you feel despair. The midpoint, you feel despair. You feel like, oh my God, this is gut wrenching. Although they leave you with a little bit of hope at the end, the episodes are really, really heart wrenching. And then your finale is one of those finales where it wraps up the storyline, but also gives you further storyline, which again is exactly what you want in a finale. And it's like everything that happens all leads up to what is a great ending. And that is what you want with your plot points in your show. So just, yeah, man, just well done. Bravo, bravo, bravo. For all those reasons, just a great show. Just a great show. Good bit of sci-fi, good bit of animation, really awesome storytelling. Yeah, go and watch it. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Scavengers Reign, well worth a watch. That's me for today. This is 2-2 Reviews. I know that was a very short review, but I don't want to give too much away in case the people who watch this then go on to watch it. I want them to just be able to appreciate what it has to give when they go and watch it. Yeah, man. So please go and watch Scavengers Reign. Thank you, Netflix, for giving us such an amazing show. And thank you for my good friend, the winning introvert, for suggesting it. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.